Director, Chairman and Managing Director for the company. We also have with us Mr. Venkat Nagaswaru, who is the Chief Financial Officer for the company. Representing the company, we also have Mr. Krishna Raj Sharma, who is the promoter and the Executive Director for the company. Representing the BRLMs, we have with us Mr. Anuj Damani from IIFL Capital Services Limited.
So iValue is a leading technology solutions specialist and the fastest growing technology solutions and solutions integrating company in India. The company offers comprehensive purpose-built solutions for managing digital applications and securing data. Mainly, the company serves large corporate customers, right? And they do so by partnering with leading system integrators and OEMs. This way, the company is able to identify, deploy and curate the right solutions for their digital transformation needs. So iValue mainly specializes in various domains of technology solutions, right? One being cybersecurity, which is upcoming and rising in India, also backed by government spends as well. Data center infrastructure as well, with rising adoption of AI data centers, is a growing segment. We have information lifecycle management as well, which they do application lifecycle management as well, hybrid cloud solutions and other IT associated services. So with a strong network of over 800 system integrators and over 100 OEMs, the company has successfully served over 2,500 customers in fiscal 2025 and is a core candidate for India's digital transformation needs. I'll quickly summarize the IPO details for you. So this is a 6-1 issue. So 50% of this issue will be reserved for QIBs, 15% for NIIs and 35% for retail institutional investors. The issue will open on the 18th of September, will close on the 22nd. Anchor will be finalized tomorrow, which is on 17th. And the price band for this IPO would be 284 on the lower end, 299 on the upper end. At the upper end of 299, the total IPO size would be 560 crores, entirely OFS, and would translate to about 35% of the pre-issue share capital. We sincerely look forward to make this IPO a grand success because we are delighted to bring a company like iValue to the Indian stock market.
And a quick summary of the financials, if we can see that. We are a company which has done a gross sales of around 2,400 crore plus in the year FY25 with a gross margin of around 10% plus on the gross sales. The same on the net sales would be north of 20% or 25%. But as Neil mentioned, we will talk or restrict our conversations to a gross sales only at this point of time. If you see a P&L, for us it's a very simple and not at all a complicated P&L per se. At 10% gross margins, around 4.5%, which is the salary cost and the expenses and the interest and the expenses which we have, which leaves us with a 5.5% EBITDA. And then we have interest and taxes, which makes us a profitable entity of around 85 crores of PAT, which we have recorded in the last year. Every year we have been a profitable entity. In the last 3 years of CAGR on PAT has been north of 20%. Coming to the balance sheet, again this is a very asset-light entity. There are no large capex or any other investments which we made. The only investments which we have and which we continue to make are the people part of it. Their talent, retaining them, their certifications, enhancing their knowledge and ensuring that they are very much involved in our organization are the key drivers, are the biggest asset for us. With regards to the other current assets and current liabilities which we have in the balance sheet, it is all predominantly my trade receivables and trade payables. That is when we talk about the working capital and working capital ratios. As a value added and a technology aggregator which we are there in the industry there, we buy all the software and hardware solutions from the OEMs who are the original equipment manufacturers, do our value additions to it and then sell it to the end customers. In this process, we operate at a working capital, net working capital of around 40 days. I think the working capital of 40 days, which means almost around 9 rotations in a year, is a good number which the entire industry aspires to have.
With the Coldplay concert that happened in Bombay, and the window opens, there's a surge of traffic, and the application couldn't support it, the application died here. So nobody got an access. Loss of reputation, loss of finance, and lots of various other things. What we do is that we ensure that the application that the customer has adopted or made by the system integrators, we wrap around with our technology and ensure that the application are scalable in nature. Agar 1 lakh log aaya, it can still withstand. Suddenly 10 lakh people come, it will expand and it will hold that kind of a traffic. And if the traffic is less, it will compress. So that is what we do with our technology, our technologies that we represent and offer. And last but not the least, everybody knows security, digital security, cyber security, we all know that. And I'm sure in one way or the other we have our share of stories to tell about what all cyber frauds have happened. Not only in the world, but amongst ourselves also. So security is key, paramount. Okay, we put our KYC documents, the credit card details, so many other details. So it's very critical that happens. So we are in that space also. So we identified that in the market, anywhere, globally, any customer, ये 4 चीजों में performance, availability, scalability, and security is the 4. The whole world can be put into that. IT world can be put into this 4. That is what we called it as a PASS. That is what you see, PASS. Okay. So moving on, as I told you, these are the 4 market segments of the sectors that we have identified, or we identify ourselves with.
I wish to ask you, what is the core strategy of staying competitive? And my second question would be that what is the USP? What is the one thing that you are doing differently, and why there are many peers in India?
See, it's like this. You need to identify technologies, and if you are not with the market, okay, and the changing landscape that is happening globally, and if you are not keeping your eyes and ears open to those messages, those inputs, we are going to be out of place. We are going to be out of business. But we don't do that. We attend the Gartner events, we attend the RSA conference, we go to Germany to attend those conferences where thinkers grow, they say scientists, they come there, they talk about digital journey, they talk about security. And the kind of insights that we draw out of that, when we come back, we introspect our own business and how we can be ready for those when it comes. So you will find we have got about 109 OEMs that we have signed, technology vendors, 109. We call out only 60 to 70 in our discussion. These are all new breed technologies. We are way ahead, at least by 1 or 2 years in the market. The reason being that 1 से 2 साल लगता है to become that expert technically. Because while we are working for something, regular business, time निकाल के ये भी करना पड़ता है, तो time. So, but then we have to be. So 1 to 2 years is minimum that you take to be ready technically to go out in the market 2 years when the market opens up because of a certain incident or because of whatever can happen. We don't know. But then we are ready. And we would be the only one at that point in time. So that early bird advantage we always have. And that keeps us our relevance very high. Hence we consider ourselves that we want to sustain that from a growth perspective. जो कर रहे हैं उसी को करना है, उसी को what do you call? I don't want to reinvent the wheel, to be very frank. While if any opportunity comes, we are fluid, we are open for it, we will not shy away from it. But the fact is that right now what we are doing good, we want to optimize that further, we want to do it better, we want to sustain it, we want to grow. The Southeast Asia market and the SAARC market is way growing faster. They are though behind India in terms of some 5-6 years, but then we can use our technical expertise from here and render those services. That is another growth area that we see potentially. So we would like to stick to what we are doing well, and in future if something really comes up, we will not shy away from that.